Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Global Gaming Podcast, where hopefully for once I will sound audible. Hopefully.
Audible?
Audible, yes, that. Anyway, so we have not many topics, so who knows how long this will be, but should be interesting. So I guess just to get it out of the way, the recent bit of spicy drama that's been gracing the gaming world has been recently the new Spider-Man game that's coming out, I think, in September, I don't know, I haven't been keeping track of it.
And a graphical downgrade?
Yes, there's a bit of drama about that. According to the developers, or like a community manager, then it's not a downgrade, it's just some lighting, but I'm pretty certain he's full of shit. To be fair, he kind of has to say those sort of things. I mean, what is he going to do? Say, like, yeah, it was a flat-out downgrade?
Just goes to show you can't trust the E3 trailer.
But I'm wondering, was it malicious, or is it just that, like, that's how it looked early in development, and then when they really started getting down to it, they're like, oh, we can't make it look this good or whatnot. Either way, it kind of sucks, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be good regardless, but either way, what I'm more surprised...
More likely they just prettied it up for E3.
Yeah, probably.
So they could say there technically wasn't a downgrade because it never looked that good to begin with.
To me, maybe, but like, I don't know, like, cause I know stuff like that happens all the time. Like, I know, like, I don't want to say who, but like, I've talked to some people who, like, know people in some like game development, and like sometimes it really is a case of, that like the game did look that good at one point, but then like when they started managing resources, they realized they couldn't make it that good. But however, sometimes it's the Ubisoft approach, which is they just made it look pretty to try to steal money or whatnot. Not to steal money.
It looks good when it runs on a PC with high specs. On a console, not so much. Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it was like the former, not the latter, but like my gut's kind of telling me it's the latter. Either way, regardless of the reason, it certainly has been causing quite a bit of stir over on Twitter and other areas.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's not. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't. I've definitely seen a downgrade doesn't look good, but it's not the worst downgrade I've seen. Like, I mean, maybe it's just because I'm still spoiled by how downgraded Watch Dogs was, but could be worse.
And the fact people don't like being deceived. There's that.
Yeah. No, like what I'm just surprised about is, I'm not surprised that people are angry about this or whatnot. I'm just surprised that people are surprised about this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand like why people are surprised that a game at E3 looks worse than it does. Because I'm not saying they aren't right to be mad. They're definitely right to be mad. I'm just saying I've come to expect stuff like this to happen, you know? Either way, hopefully...
People want to believe they can trust someone or some company.
Yeah. Maybe.
It does because someone you trust stabs you in the back.
Yeah. I should know. I get stabbed in the back all the time by my so-called friends. I'm just kidding.
Happened to my first girlfriend as well. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm really not stabbed in the back that often. I don't think I don't know. Have I ever been stabbed in the back? I'd really have to think about that now. Well, that's another topic for another day. But anyway, hopefully the game is still good despite it, because like my mantra is, as long as the game's fun, I can forgive everything else, you know.
I don't know, a graphical downgrade and QuickTime events.
I'm not saying I
mean, if it was just one of those things, okay, but two of them together, you're really pushing it there.
What's wrong with QuickTime events? They're very cinematic, aren't they?
No.
Kidding. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's gonna be good or it's gonna be this or that. I'm just naturally an optimist, so I'm naturally too nice. like I don't know. I don't really care that much about the game. If I hear from a lot of people, if I hear from people I trust that it's decent, then maybe I'll check it out when it's on sale or something. But like right now, I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah.
I think you know what I think. Now I think about it, I'm guessing the reason why a lot of people trusted them because it's made by Insomniac, which has made some classic games in the past or something. At least that's what I would guess, maybe.
That would be a good reason.
Yeah. Either way, do make a good point. QuickTime events and a graphical downgrade. Those two things don't normally mix.
It depends on how bad the QuickTime events are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can reasonably get past them on the first go, then okay.
I mean, like I can forgive QuickTime events, but like the number one thing I'm so annoyed at games. Well, like to be fair, not many games do this anymore, but every once in a while I'll come across a game that still does this. And I really hate it how some games nowadays still have unskippable cutscenes.
Oh.
Because it almost always for me kills it on, like, I guess so for the first time you play it, it's fine, but it's like, what if I'm really into just the gameplay and I just want to skip the cutscenes and whatnot, you know?
That's like the cutscene review video we did. Oh,
but
I hate that sentence. It is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, and this is the 20th time you've heard me because I keep defeating you. And you cannot skip me. That just killed me when I was 10. Wow.
Wait.
Wow, I was really young when I played the first Kingdom Hearts. Dear God, I feel old. Yeah, you couldn't skip the cutscenes back then.
Shit. I find it funny how in Final, like I played most of Final Fantasy X. That's pretty good, but one thing I'm surprised I didn't include in Remaster is skipping cutscenes, especially considering there's at least a few bosses where there's a long ass cutscene that happens right before, and those bosses weren't easy. That's the most annoying, is where it's right before, like there's a long ass cutscene right before a boss or something, and they don't allow you to skip it. I mean, I get it. Probably a lot of people worked hard on that and whatnot, but it's like, do you have to force us to appreciate it every single moment, every single time?
Especially when it's a really hard boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now let me think. What? So is there anything else you have to say about Spider-Man PS4 placeholder title here?
No, it did remind me of something, another annoying thing that some games did. And this
What's that?
Is one of my top 5 favorite games. Well, top 10 actually. Far Cry 3 does this, where the boss battles are quick time event cutscenes.
Oh yeah. Yes. I personally haven't come across many games like that. Like, how often is that done actually? Because like, I know it's the thing people are annoyed about, and me too, but I don't think, I'm really trying to rack my brain, and I can't think of many examples of it happening other than Far Cry 3.
I know, that was really crap.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because everything else of Far Cry 3 is great, but that one element just kills it.
What are some other games that have used QuickTime boss fights? Where like the boss fights were just QuickTime events?
Well, I think there was Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, the very last boss, was basically just a QuickTime event.
Okay.
Which is kind of a rip-off, since it's the Dark Lord Sauron and you beat him in a QuickTime event. I mean, seriously, did you guys just run out of time or money or something? And just no, let's say, you want a boss fight with Sauron, shove him to the DLC. Oh, maybe. He kicks your butt.
It's pretty funny.
I mean, yeah, you actually do fight Sauron in the DLC, but you fight him with the elf ghost, so you lose by default.
Okay. That sucks.
Yeah.
But at least you and him can lose together then. At least, there's always... Damn it, I couldn't think of a good joke in time. Fuck me. Trying to think now.
So any games where the final boss fight is just a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
It's like all this build up. Wait, he's the final boss? Seriously? Like Assassin's Creed 2.
One thing. Oh yeah, speaking of Assassin's Creed, this is a good. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, this is a little off topic, but I don't know another time I'm gonna rant about this. Can I rant for a second on how awful Assassin's Creed 3 was?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't have much to say that hasn't been said anywhere else, but like, one thing that always irritated me. This is gonna sound social justice warrior-y, and that's why I'm bringing it up. But like, I was kind of like I was sort of looking forward to the game because I heard they were including Native American stuff in there, and I know that might sound social justice-y, but let me explain. Like I've always like been interested in the Native American lifestyle from history and whatnot. So the fact that they actually like went out of their way to like include Native American languages, I thought was really cool or whatnot. And it's sad that well, it's not only that. It was like they use it every once in a while, but like I have to, like it's funny to me because the fact that that language exists is kind of a plot hole because the Animus is apparently all of their time supposed to just autocorrect everything to English somehow. I mean, I guess they say, "Oh, it's just a bug or something," but it's like I don't know, it's still funny to me. So let me think. Should we
One thing I did like about Assassin's Creed 3 is in the DLC, at least, they did explore the possibility of what happened if George Washington became a tyrant. I mean, I thought that was interesting.
Yes, it's just
I mean, the rest of the main game was boring, but at least they had the good DLC.
And I just was annoyed by how like unfinished everything about it felt because like there's a lot of like very hard to put them into words right now. There's like a lot of glitches that seems like you could be very easily find and patch out. But like when I played the game, it was like a year or two after it came out, and it still had those bugs. It was really obnoxious.
Would you expect Ubisoft to fix that?
Yeah, well, I expect them to at least throw out one or two updates.
Oh, they have other games to work on. And an online service to not fix.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I heard For Honor is free for a while on Steam, so maybe I'll try that out.
Oh, really?
I think apparently.
For Honor being free.
What?
I'm gonna go check.
Steam official.
I mean, other than that, Ubisoft does occasionally make some good games, so I do hope they do well. If they could fix some things.
Yeah. Anyway, what else should there be said?
Yes. I mean,
oh no, never mind. It's not.
Yeah. Despite screwing up the boss fights, I still like the Far Cry series.
Okay. Anyway, I guess since we're running out of topics here, should I go on to my next rant or something?
Ubisoft may fix your online service, just like the other service that I'm sure PUBG is going to mention. There you go. I'll give you a transition.
Yeah. Part 2 for Crunchyroll rant, because I realized I left some shit out to my part 1 rant. One thing, like, I don't know, I'm not going to recap what I said last time, because I'll just assume you guys watched that, because it's only 17 minutes long. It's not that much time out of your day. But one thing that I forgot to bring up last time about Crunchyroll, I didn't bring up this time, is I'm actually okay if they want to make some Tumblr, the anime, or SJW show, or whatnot. They can make the most SJW-ish show ever, and I'll be fine with that. But my problem is that first, before you do that, first can you like make it so your site is functional, not make it so you have to rely on a plugin in order for it to like work fine,
Does that plugin work for you, by the way?
I still haven't had a chance to try it out. I've had a really busy day, but like as soon as I can, I'm gonna. You can guarantee I'm gonna try it out.
All right.
But it's like
to all sick of Crunchyroll, there is a Google Chrome extension you can install that will make you use HTML5. Crunchyroll joins the 21st century. It's really good.
Yeah. In the meantime, Crunchyroll is still using Flash, which I'm pretty certain is either dead or going to die soon. So good luck
But I
with
think
that.
it's gonna die in 2 years. Yeah.
So like, what are they gonna do then when Flash die?
Yeah, and it's a massively outdated technology now. It's filled with bugs. In fact, even in 2010, I think it was really old and getting outdated.
So they still use it apparently. Kind of looking forward to it for it to die, so they finally have an excuse to freaking fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what else do I have to say about it? I said most of the stuff last time, but there's 2 other things I wanted to say about it. Oh yeah, like for people like who are saying like the only problem with this new Crunchyroll original thing is that it's SJWE. Please fuck off, because this is only because that's only one symptom of a much larger plague that is part of Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah.
Like, one annoying thing about Crunchyroll, now I remember what I was going to rant about. Now I remembered what I got really angry about, is so many people, whenever someone sponsors Crunchyroll on YouTube, or anyone who works at Crunchyroll, they love to guilt trip you into the fact that they support the anime industry. The companies get their money. We support the industry. Don't be like those dirty pirates, blah, blah, blah. But it's hard to feel guilt tripped when, like, a lot of pirate sites have better services than you guys do, and now apparently you're funding a Western show.
I wouldn't mind that so much if it was actually a good show, but if I'm seeing
Yeah.
so far, not really.
It's more so that, like, one thing I'm really tired about from Crunchyroll is a lot of their staff members, or like a good example of this is Mother's Basement, an anime YouTuber I ranted about in the past, and like not long after he started taking sponsorships from Crunchyroll, he gained a very anti-piracy mentality and whatnot. He likes to show for Crunchyroll a lot, like, oh, Crunchyroll supports the industry and blah blah blah. And I have to say, as a consumer myself, why should I care? Why should I care that my money is going to them when what I'm getting out of it is a shitty, inferior product?
Yeah.
It's like here's my problems. Like I feel like you don't owe anyone anything unless they provide you a good service. And if someone feels like they're scammed out of something, or that they feel like what they're doing is ethical, I don't feel like doing piratey things or emulation is like really morally wrong. Does that make any sense?
Well, emulation and piracy are a bit of different things. Go on.
No, I know, but like my point is, what I'm trying to say is, like, some people call emulation piracy, so that's why I lumped it in. But like, what I'm trying to say here is, that my point is that I'm really tired of like a lot of Crunchyroll. Every time, like, a lot of times you complain about shit about Crunchyroll, someone, whether it's the staff or it's just some rando, will be like, but they support the anime industry, but they support studios, but they help fund shows. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's great, but like, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is like how shitty their service is. You know what I mean? And it's just that, I mean, imagine if Steam suddenly went to shit, and like they suddenly, throughout this, you said, we support the video game industry more than some other companies or sites or whatnot. So that suddenly,
GOG has a better service than you do, Steam. So why if I use you over there?
But they don't support the anime industry as much as we do. They're dirty pirates over there. They don't help out as much as we do. It's like, as I don't use pirate sites often, but like every once in a while I will use it, and every time and whenever I do use it, it really does make me laugh at how the fact that some rando pirate site that is run by people for free and whatnot is working more than the official sites that are supposedly legal and the ones that I should be using.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to support like the industry, yeah, but like if supporting the industry means I get shitty bullshit and stuff, then I don't know if I want to support it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least give us a better competitor to Crunchyroll. I'm sure someone out there will do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the funny thing is,
them, then I'm sure it'll happen.
And the funny thing about Crunchyroll, like, and I don't want to seem like I completely hate Crunchyroll. They're like, I do appreciate the fact that they support the anime industry and get some shows funded. That's really cool and dank and awesome and whatnot, and other memes that I can't think of. But like one funny thing about Crunchyroll is like they started out as one of those pirate sites that they love to that their staff loves to shit on constantly. So it's like by their own definitions, Crunchyroll should never have been a thing in the first place.
Oh, look at that.
You didn't know that Crunchyroll started out as a pirate site?
It doesn't surprise me hearing about it. The people that tend to preach the loudest also tend to have a lot of skeletons in their closets.
Yeah.
I mean, you see plenty of that in the news.
I'm sorry if it seems like I'm being vague or whatnot, but I'm just like so frustrated at like whenever I bring up complaints to someone about Crunchyroll or whatnot, their response is always, "But they support the anime industry," and I'm like, if like supporting the anime industry means and I'm just sort of like, if supporting any industry means I get shitty services or whatnot, then I'd rather let the industry, frankly, crash and burn or whatnot, or not crash and burn necessarily, but rather than. It's like, I fully do believe that if like a bunch of people, like if like Crunchyroll were to lose 90% of its viewership tomorrow, they would quickly scramble to try to make some better services, their servers better or whatnot, or whatever the fuck it's called. They would upgrade from Flash. I don't want to say, and again, I'm not trying to say Crunchyroll is a completely bad thing or this god awful monstrous thing. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic here when I say like it's the worst service ever, but like, well, I'm not just talking about Crunchyroll here. I'm also talking about like pretty much literally anything ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to make it feel pain so it will grow.
Yeah, and like when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about Crunchyroll. I'm also talking about like Steam. I'm talking about anything, any store or service ever. Pretty much, I'm talking about. It's not just Crunchyroll here.
Yeah.
And but one thing that doesn't worry me about Crunchyroll is I see the argument that like they support the industry anywhere else. I only see it for like anime, and I have to wonder why is that? Is it because like anime has always been like a weird industry to support or whatnot?
Could you ask me a question again so I can better understand?
Asking you like for Crunchyroll, like I said, I constantly hear that they support the industry argument as an excuse for, or as a sort of whataboutism for their shitty servers or whatnot. Like I don't like hear that as an excuse whenever Steam does something shitty. That like they support the industry. Why don't we hear that from Steam or like TV or like Netflix or whatnot?
But for that one, I would say anime. It's industry that's really contained in one country, where gaming is more global.
Fair enough.
Steam was booted out tomorrow. It's not like there's no online gaming.
Yeah.
It's still out there. I mean, GOG, I like them. I'd like them to be more widespread.
Yeah. The thing is, like, Crunchyroll isn't even the only one anyway. Like, Netflix has some anime shows. I think Amazon has some stuff. So it's like, even if Crunchyroll does die tomorrow, I'm sure, like, other stuff would pop up. But it's like, I don't want to sound like I want...
die tomorrow, here's what would happen. All of its assets would be bought up by somebody else. Probably Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want Crunchyroll servers aren't like the worst ever. Like I've definitely dealt with worse video like things in the past, but it's still like really kind of like at times like frustratingly embarrassingly and how like certain things like while the service as let me rephrase it. So while the service as a whole isn't bad, like there's certain things about it that are so frustratingly annoying and difficult that pretty much all other video services have pretty much perfected it by now. Like whenever you try to sync a video, it like stutters, or like whenever you like rewinding, it's annoying, it freezes a lot. And like those are problems that pretty much literally every other streaming service has been able to solve, you know? And I do want Crunchyroll to get better. And I haven't canceled my Crunchyroll subscription. I'm still watching stuff on there. I'm just like, I don't know, I wanted to rant about it, so it felt like so I just felt like
haven't completely driven us away yet, but you're getting there.
Well, it's just I don't know. The reason why I've been like I've been ranting about this is because like stuff like this has been building and building for a while, and I guess just this new Guardian Spice show, like it's just the straw that broke the camel's back. Where I'm like, okay, Crunchyroll, you have no excuse to like not fix your shit now. You know, if you can afford to fund. I said it a billion times. I'll say a billion times more. If you can afford to fund an entire freaking show, you can afford to update your update from Flash and to get like better video stuff, you know?
Yeah. So we
Or
do
maybe
love Crunchyroll. We want you to get better. We don't want you to die out.
maybe it isn't like I'm trying to wonder, is it really harder to update from Flash to something else than it is to supply money for an entire show?
Well, it shouldn't be. There's already been a Chrome extension made to get away from Flash to HTML5.
Yeah.
The fact that a Chrome extension needs to exist to begin with is already pissing me off.
I wonder, like, if I've heard that the Chrome extension makes it Crunchyroll work so much more better. If that's true, I don't know if I'll be happier or I'm angrier. You know what I mean?
I'm happy it exists, but I'm pissed off that it needs to exist to begin with. This is something
it's like
Crunchyroll should be doing themselves.
Because it's like you don't go to other streaming services and like they you're never at like for Netflix no one would go to you on Netflix and say, okay, if you want to watch things on Netflix and not have it stutter like crazy or whatnot, get this other like download thing. Like no, like you'd be like you that would be stupid because Netflix doesn't have that problem. I just realized I just slurred my words a lot and I probably sounded like I just said a lot of gibberish.
Man, we'll just say you're drunk then. Yeah,
Okay.
Prophecy's drunk, that's why he's slurring his words.
Well, anyway, I think you and the others get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And like I've heard from people like I haven't tried it out yet. Trust me, I plan on trying it out very soon. But from people I've talked to, they've pretty much said that it works so good that it's kind of laughable. Is that true?
Oh yeah.
That it's laughable how good it is and how easy.
Yeah, you could do it full screen and think you're watching a YouTube video, just with a different bar.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on them because technically Crunchyroll can be free and all you have to worry about is some ads or whatnot, but I don't know, sometimes those aren't good because I remember once or twice a long time ago when I wasn't subscribed to Crunchyroll, the video crashed on an ad. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, like our Lord and Savior Gabe Newell once said, piracy is a service problem, not a money problem. And I strongly believe that. Does anyone even remember him saying that quote, or am I the only one that remembers?
You're probably the only one.
Well, he did say that. And like, what do you like? Do you agree with that stance, or do you think that stance is full of shit?
I can see where he's coming from with that.
Yeah. And I don't know. And I'm sorry if it seemed like I was being too hard on Crunchyroll, too mean, but like I said, these are problems I've been having for a while, and like, again, the straw that broke the camel's back. So it feels good.
Yeah.
To rant about it.
That's good.
I guess my main
time of the podcast.
Yeah. I guess my main problem was everyone was talking about, oh, this is SJWE, that's why it's bad or whatnot, and I'm just like, you know what, let me use this. Like, I want to use this also as an opportunity to use as proof to anyone who says, oh, you don't care about actual problems, you only care about SJW stuff. If anyone ever says that, I can just point into this video and say, I used that Crunchyroll SJW stuff as a jumping off point and barely mention the SJW stuff once. Even said, you know what? If this High Guardian Spice, which is a dumbass name, the more I think about it, like who wrote? Never mind. Like if it's a good show, I'll gladly say it's a good show.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be though.
Well, it would be great to have some idea. I would great to have some idea if they actually freaking talked about the show instead of like, I hate using this word, but there's really no other way to describe this, virtue signaling how diverse they were.
Yeah, that already points up a red flag. If you're trying to sell me on how diverse the cast is, and
I mean,
not on the story, then already... why are you
technically
trying to
the
sell me on what I'm not buying? That's concerning.
technically the Last Jedi is very diverse. Last Jedi is like super diverse. There's all types of species and whatnot in that movie.
It's also a very bad movie.
Exactly.
It tries to
I'm
be
just saying, like,
overly serious and overly comedic at the exact same time.
I'm
Why are they trying to shove this SJW-like show anyway?
uh,
I
it's
mean,
like
an
maybe it is. Maybe
SJW-like show can be good. I mean, Land of the Lustrous, that's good because it's actually a good story. Seriously, it is. You should check it
yeah.
out.
And like, here's the thing: I don't care how SJWE. Also, I remember that Land of the Lustrous. So let me write that down now so I don't forget it. Land of the Lustrous. And anyway, like, I don't care. Like, a minute. I'm doing a podcast. Anyway, like I was saying, like, I don't care how necessarily SJWE a story is. Well, that's not true. I do care and stuff if it like affects the story or what. But what I'm trying to say is, if if there's a lot of gay characters or a lot of like I don't know, like, as long as it doesn't ruin the story or whatnot, I'm okay with things being like as SJWE as they want and stuff. Just like make it good. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Problem is when you spend too much time on the SJW elements that the story suffers.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing is going to happen in High Guardian Spice.
I mean, I would love to say I agree, but honestly, I don't know, because the trailer... I wouldn't be surprised if the trailer was made bad on purpose just to gain controversy, honestly, because it's honestly one of the worst trailers I've ever seen, just on the fact that it communicates nothing to me. Pretty much next to nothing about it is communicated, you know what I mean?
Okay, I'll let you think that.
What do you...
I don't
what do
believe
you...
that it was bad on purpose.
No, I don't think it was bad on purpose. What I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me if it turned out it's somewhat they decided to do it bad on purpose or whatnot. Like, if someone's like said like, yeah, we were just doing that to like trigger people or whatnot, I'd be like, yeah, I can see that, because honestly it's so bad that I kind of hope it's like that.
Even if you're right, I don't think they really expected to trigger people that much.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they disabled the comments and disabled the likes and dislikes.
One funny there's one funny comment. Wonder if I should say so over the podcast. Yeah, why not? One funny thing is, Mother's Basement, a guy who I shit on a lot, and I mentioned earlier, and is like buddy with the Crunchyroll staff, wrote on Twitter that, hey, I'm really excited for this, and someone responded to him on Twitter saying, of course you are, Jeff, you're super buddies with Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll could literally, the very next day, them decide they want to kill everyone, and you'd be the first one with a sharpened knife out on the street. And I thought that was so funny, because in a way I kind of think that's true, because he shills for Crunchyroll quite a bit. I'm sorry, Mother's Basement. I used to like you, but you became a shill.
Yeah.
That's like Dolphin Z became a shill. Kidding, you're not a shill.
Who do I shill for?
You shilled for that, what did you shill for? I'm trying to remember. You shilled for Chronostasia. Well, you're kind of part of that, so I don't know if it counts as shilling, but you shilled like a long time ago for that, like, a soap shampoo thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember.
I don't really think I shilled for Chromazi. I was a beta tester for it. Playing the game was kind of part of the agreement.
Yeah, for the record, I am joking around. I have no problem with people like doing advertisements or like beta testing like you did or whatnot. I was just like trying to be, I don't know, silly.
Yes, you can insert it. Try to at least make it funny.
Yeah.
Kind of like Linus Tech Tips tries and doesn't always succeed in doing. But no, they make an attempt.
Yeah. can't remember what it was. There was one kind of funny way I saw it done where some guy was talking about this upcoming Slender Man movie, and he said it in a funny way. He was like, "But I'm not worried about a Slender Man because I have blah 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 security network, which keeps me safe and keeps me and my family protected from blah blah blah." And like, I thought that was a kind of funny transition. Speaking of which, did you see the Slender Man movie?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. I haven't seen it. I find it funny that it's a thing.
Yeah, I haven't been watching too many movies lately. What's coming out?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track recently.
Okay, we'll talk about that next time too. Then.
Yeah.
See when Venom is coming out, and it's no longer a hard R apparently.
Oh, it's not.
No.
That means
Sony chickened out. They tried to make it PG-13.
Was it going to be rated R for a while? I didn't even realize that. Now I'm just
It's Venom. Do you know nothing about that character?
No, I do. But what I'm saying is, to be rated R? Like when did this change happen?
That was very recently.
Yeah,
Why would you do that, Sony? This is Venom. This is a rated R character. Why would you try to kid him down like that?
Not even looking forward to the movie. I'm disappointed in you. But you feel the same way. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I'm wondering, my problem is with the Venom movie is, I don't know, I'm probably not going to see it, but like, based on the trailer too I'm seeing, it seems like they're going to do a thing where it's like, he's a bad guy, but the people he's facing are even worse. And I'm kind of annoyed by that, because I'm like, I want a flat-out movie where there's like a bad guy, super villain, and you're following him the whole time, and he wins at the end or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they don't even get the origin story right.
Seems like there's
the trailer. It's just a guy who gets corrupted. No, that is not Venom's backstory. Have you ever read it?
And that's why I'm kind of annoyed. They're also seeing, like I said, never mind. I don't want to repeat myself. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man 3, I think it was, did Venom's backstory better.
I actually kind of, I don't know if I ironically or unironically like Spider-Man 3, but I definitely do like it on some level.
I mean that scene where Spider-Man is with the bell and he's having to rip the suit off, that's almost right out of the comics.
I honestly love like the scene where Peter Parker is dancing and trying to act cool in Spider-Man 3. I don't know if it's because it's actually funny to me, or if it's just so not funny that it becomes funny to me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking like weirdo, which wouldn't surprise me. It's like every time I just think of Spider-Man 3, I can't help but laugh and get a big dumb smile on my face. But like, don't you hate it?
Venom was actually more true to his character in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I want to toy with you, and then I want to kill you.
I believe it. But I'm wondering though, like, is he going to be a bad guy in the Venom movie, or is he just going to be like, oh, he's still a nice guy. He's just a bit different or damaged or something.
The trailer looks like he's a normal guy that gets corrupted by bad guys.
Well, fine, but like, is he actually going to
the backstory of Venom there? But what else can happen?
Like, look, is he gonna kill people? Is he gonna be an actually bad person? That's what my problem. What I'm worried about is that the movie's gonna be like, he's gonna do somewhat edgy things, but nothing that crosses the line, and he's just going up against a bunch of other bad guys. Like, what I want from a supervillain movie is Venom to, I don't know, face off against, I don't know, Superman, or that's not Superman. I don't know, someone. Yeah. Some D-list superhero and kick his ass. What about you?
I would say more go against a supervillain. Like, I don't know, Carnage. Why not? Put him in there.
Oh, yeah, but that's my problem. Then it would be like just a one villain against another. Can you imagine how crazy it would be if you had a superhero film where the person you were rooting for was a supervillain instead of the superhero? Wouldn't that be a change on things?
I still say you should fight Carnage.
Okay.
That's at least from the comics, and you could understand that.
I can't.
Mainly because
Well, I
Carnage
will
is
say
a
that.
crazy serial killer. At the very least, Venom would have a reason to fight him.
Like, say that again. I'm sorry, I missed that.
I'll say Carnage is a crazed serial killer, so Venom would at least have a reason to fight him, so that Carnage doesn't kill people Venom's connected to.
Okay. Anyway, it's been a while since I've like read up on Venom, so like refresh me on this. Like, why would Venom be connected to people? It's been like forever since I've like read anything related to Venom.
Because Venom is a symbiote.
Oh, I
To
remember.
bond to a host to
Dumbass.
survive, and it chooses
I'm a
block.
fucking. I forgot for a second. I'm a fucking dumbass. I need to be put in jail now. I'm sorry for being a fucking dumbass. I remember now. I do know this stuff. It's just like I said, it's been a while.
Yeah.
There's one good thing though about the Venom movie is there's been some pretty good memes that have come out of it.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 or 3 good ones, so that's something.
Well, hopefully the movie will be good, but I'm already seeing a lot of warning signs.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand is so like apparently like I was trying to wonder is this like also part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And depending on who you ask in the staff, the answer changes. Like apparently like according to Kevin Feige, it said no, it's just a Sony movie. But like you turn to Sony, they're like, we wouldn't mind it if like we went toe to toe with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And I'm like, so does it or does it not? And I heard someone say it doesn't take place in Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it takes place in the Spider-Man Homecoming universe. And I'm like, those are both the same thing. It's like it's really funny how many weird different answers you get, like depending on who you ask.
Yeah. I don't even think they decided yet.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, it's just really funny to me because like Tom Hardy's like, yeah, I'd love to go up against Tom Holland, and then they're like, no, it's just a Sony movie. It's like, you know what would be funny? It'd be funny if like they like do a trilogy, and then by the third one, even then they're not sure if it's part of it or not. That'd be really funny. I will say this though: if Venom doesn't kill a kid, it's an automatic 0 out of 10 because the only way to be a supervillain is if you kill kids.
I don't think Venom's ever done that.
Well, he should. Killing kids is like a fetish of mine. I don't like kids. I think they should all die.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think he's ever done that.
Well, he should. It'd be fun.
I mean, that's more Carnage territory.
That was a really bad joke. I am so sorry for my bad jokes tonight.
And that's what we expect from you, don't worry.
So, trying to think.
Yeah, I think we've gone completely off topic now, and we've lost our place, so what now?
Who is... You know what? I don't know anymore.
Who is what?
I was trying to think of a silly question, but I couldn't think of one in time. Should we just end off here for now?
Yeah, I think we've done enough.
Alright. It was great talking to you guys, or like to you, Dolphin V. And to everyone else at home, have a great night. And hopefully next week I'll have better jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Good night. Bye-bye.
See you next week. Goodbye.